What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of Big Dog Movie Reviews. As always, I'm your host, Big Dog. Today we are reviewing Terminator Dark Fate. Just a quick little disclaimer before this. This is the only Terminator movie I've seen. So because of that, there might have been things that didn't affect me the way it would affect Terminator fans who have seen all or at least some previous movies. I have not. All I've seen is the very last one. So, you know. Well, but I mean, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But just forewarning, there's minor spoilers, as there always seems to be, as well as, like I said, only Terminator movie I've seen. But that being said, same format as always: likes, dislikes, and then the final verdict. So glad Miranda's always got my back on these. It's just feels safe when she's around. Okay, likes for Terminator Dark Fate. The action was pretty well done. You could tell it was just a big priority for the makers of the movie. It was really top notch done. I like action sequences in a lot of movies. I think they're always, especially in action movies, I always like to see good pieces of action. You could tell that they really put some thought into the action sequences of this movie. So that was pretty nice to see, as they showed with I haven't seen a lot of Terminator movies, but I kind of know the general premise of them. So I'm glad they put a lot of high-quality action as a priority. It's what they should have done. Grace and Sarah's relationship. This is very interesting because they both had the same goal to protect this girl, Danny, but they had two different ideas of how they wanted to do it. I thought this was really cool because it made for a really interesting character dynamic between the two. It was mostly conflict-filled, even though they had the same end goal. But they, like I said, they just wanted two different paths to that goal. So I thought it made for a pretty interesting relationship between the two characters. You just really got the gist of what each character is all about thanks to this relationship that those two had. Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, the original Terminator, was a very welcome addition to this movie. Prior to Arnold getting in, he comes in at around the halfway point, I want to say. Halfway through the film is when Arnold comes onto the screen for the first time. And after that, he's pretty consistently in there. It's not like he was there for 2 minutes and left. He was there for he was a major character for the rest of the film, no questions asked. But like I said, his character as itself, the original Terminator, was just a very welcome addition. It brought obviously brought the whole thing full circle, but it did some. I don't know how to explain it. One thing I didn't see coming is just how funny it would be. They really wrote in some pretty kind of comedy gold with Arnold's character, and I found it very entertaining. But as well as the perspective of a Terminator trying to kill another Terminator was kind of interesting to see. They kind of really did a good job with developing Arnold's character from quite frankly, a cold-blooded killing machine, that's probably the best way to put it, into someone who almost human in a sense. I thought that was just a really interesting way how they did that. And the movie as a whole got way better once Arnold got on the screen. His character was obviously a good addition, but the whole movie as a whole, as in the story, just everything about the movie got better after Arnold got in. Is that because of Arnold? I don't know, but the soundtrack, the action even got even better after that, after Arnold got in there, and just like I said, the whole movie as a whole just got better around the halfway point. That's it for the likes. Now onto the dislikes. The beginning had an unnecessary amount of language transitions, and by that I mean the beginning of the movie takes place in Mexico, and so obviously people in Mexico speak Spanish, and there's obviously some who speak English as well. But they literally within the same conversation of the same characters, they would switch from Spanish to English to Spanish to English an unnecessary amount of times, and it got really annoying really fast. because you never know when you'd have to start reading subtitles again. Like, just pick one, please. Just pick one language. That way you don't have to sit there waiting for subtitles that may or may not come up there. The most modern Terminator, the liquid Jello Terminator thing, he's got the ability to shapeshift and take the form of people whom he touches. And he takes the form of Danny's dad, which, like, okay, I can see this. Clever robot, doing robot things, doing smart robot things. But, he, eventually, long story short, the Terminator in the form of Danny's dad gets, attacked. I don't want to say killed, because that's very not true, but it, gets beat up. We'll say, that's a good word, beat up. And it's very obviously not a human and not Danny's dad at that point, but yet she's still reacting as if it's her dad. Anyone in their right mind would know that that's not their parent after it's, blown up and freaking, gel falling out and, chunks of, it was just very obviously a robot at that point. But, yeah, she still thought it was her dad. I didn't think that was very accurate, I guess is the word I'd put. This next one, I don't know if it's, a policy that the Border Patrol has or what, but in the movie, they cross the Mexican border into America illegally, and they do get caught, but the Border Patrol, when they arrest, the main group of people, they use zip ties to subdue them, not handcuffs. I don't know if that's, a policy with the Border Patrol or what, but I was just kind of what? Why don't they have handcuffs? That's what, like I said, this might be something that Border Patrol does that it's government policy, but I was just very confused on why they didn't have handcuffs personally. If you work for the Border Patrol or or just somewhere in the government and you know that this is a rule, please put it in the comment section and let me know. 'Cause I want to know, please tell me if this is accurate or not. Using zip ties to constrain immigrants rather than handcuffs. The one-liners got really annoying. I guess in hindsight, I should have saw that coming with the amount of one-liners, but still, they got really annoying. State troopers are idiots. The Terminator, the futuristic Terminator, the bad guy, is disguised as literally a random dude who I'm pretty sure didn't even, he had the body of a normal guy, but was obviously wearing Border Patrol gear. But he walks up to these state troopers and go, "Hey, you got a helicopter I can borrow?" And then next thing you see him and he's flying a helicopter. So either the state troopers in Texas, which I believe is where this takes place, they're either they literally were just "Oh yeah, here's a helicopter, sure, take it." And it's not just any helicopter, it's a gunship. It is a gunship. And anyway, he does that, and then, but either way, say they don't, and they're "Oh yeah, we'll give you the benefit of let's give these state troopers the benefit of the doubt, and say that they looked this guy up in the database. The guy he's disguised as, I don't think worked for the Border Patrol. He was disguised as he could be some other similar guy. The Terminator could be disguised as a guy who looks similar to the guy before, but to me, it looked like the same guy throughout the film. So they look this guy up, and they see he's not in, the Border Patrol or law enforcement database. So they're just "Oh, you're not in the system. Here's the keys anyway. Go run wild, kid." What? No! I'm going to go to my state trooper place and ask for a helicopter if it's that easy. Come on! What the hell? No. I was kind of appalled by that. I'm why? It shouldn't be that easy. And then the last dislike is that there's a scene where they're falling out of the plane with a Humvee. The Humvee goes crashing and tumbling into a hydro dam, but not only into it, down it, smashes into the water. It's takes a large amount of abuse But the windows didn't break, which, I get it, kind of a minor thing. But, come on now. And they were going for, those windows would have broken. No questions asked. And it's not even that they didn't break. They were unscathed. Not even shattered. Not a scratch on that glass. After it went tumbling down easily hundreds of feet. Not a scratch on those windows. Whatever the military's got for glass, I want that in everything of glass I got. Those windows would have broken seconds into that tumbling scene. Seconds. No doubt about it. Alright. Sorry, I got a little heated at the end there. But after all that, it was not a horrible movie. I do realize most of my dislikes were me being nitpicky. But, so it was not a horrible movie in my eyes. It earned a solid 5 out of 10. It was better than I was expecting. I was going into this not with high expectations. And it was pretty much what I was expecting it. But like I said, after Arnold got onto the screen, it really just shot off. It was pretty bad before that, if you want me to be honest. But once Arnold got on the screen, the movie got better in every way, shape, and form. It's a good thing to see if you're if you're just lying around the house, you're looking to kill some time. Go see it. It's not a bad movie. 5 out of 10. And like I said, this is the only Terminator I've seen, and I didn't mind it. I had a pretty good idea of what the storyline in the movie. So you don't necessarily need to see every Terminator movie. You don't even need to see a Terminator movie to understand what's going on. Just know that Arnold is the original Terminator, and that you just have to know that Arnold is a robot. He plays a robot in the movie. He plays one of the original Terminator robots. That's really all you need to know about the series in order to enjoy this film. So yeah, 5 out of 10. Not a bad watch, but not a great one. If you got some time to kill, go see it. But with that being said, that's a review. Terminator Dark Fate. It's going in the book. There we go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I do movie reviews of all kinds of movies, mostly current, but the occasional older one. Not necessarily in theaters anymore, or could be just fresh onto the streaming services, or could be from 1970. You never know. I never know what I'm gonna watch for the most part. I never know. But subscribe if you like movies, if you like movie reviews. Please comment, tell me your thoughts on Terminator Dark Fate, whether you think I'm right, whether you think I'm wrong, whether you think I'm wrong as in it was worse than a 5 out of 10, or whether I was wrong is better, a 10 out of 10. Please let me know. I welcome all challengers. So just tell me your thoughts, and if you want to get even more involved with the channel, please follow the corresponding Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd accounts. As always, I will post the username for all three of those on the screen. It is at BigDogMR79. But don't worry, if you can't hear me, if you can read, it'll be there shortly. But that's it for today. As always, I'm your host, Big Dog. I'll see you on the next movie review. But until then, as always, I urge you, try and change the world. You can do it. You may not think one person can change the world, but it only takes one. So please, if you feel like you have something you can contribute to this world, let someone know, and we can change the world together for the better. Until then, see you later.